Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we got some purple, yellow Rosinante action lined up for you. That's right, we got a pretty cool new leader to go over. This will not be my most thorough video though, let me tell you right up front in advance here. It's going to be a little bit more of a chill, lighthearted video. We only got 3 games to go over in today's video, and we're going to talk more about that as we get into it here. Okay, so first things first, we're going to check out the deck list. After that, we're going to check out the 3 games on the sim, and then we're going to wrap things up by recapping at the end, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think about the leader moving forward. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let's get right into it. I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Today's video is brought to you by Nin Garden, and their summer kickoff sale is live. They're offering 10 to 40% off site-wide across the entire store. For a limited time, get a free playmat tube with every Sun God playmat purchase while supplies last. Also, don't forget to use my code, the VV Theory, at the checkout for an extra 10% off. Alright, let's go ahead and break down the deck list for today's video, guys. Starting off with the leader, we've got Don Quixote Rosinante here, a 5,000 power, 4 life, purple, yellow, navy, and Don Quixote Pirates type leader, with the effect, once per turn, if your Trafalgar Law would be KO'd, you may add the top card of your life pile to your hand instead. And then activate main once per turn, Dawn -1. During this turn, the next time you play a Trafalgar Law from your hand with a cost of 4 or more, you will have its cost reduced by 2. So, with that in mind, one thing that I feel like this leader was kind of missing when I was doing my initial play testing is some type of consistency. Like, it felt like I wasn't doing much. And I'm not going to pretend like the list you're looking at here is perfection, okay? There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I do feel like this leader is lacking some support, okay? And so let's run through the deck list real quick, and we'll talk more about that, because I'm running a pretty spicy list today, guys, focusing on the Supernova and like kind of like a Straw Hat Kid Pirates engine, okay? So we're running 4 Charlotte Pudding, we're running 3 Hitakiri Kamazo, 2 of the 4-cost Blocker Law, 3 of the Eustace Captain Kidd, 2 of the 7-cost Trafalgar Law, the new one from OP12, 4 Monkey D. Luffy Searcher, Supernova Searcher, 3 Capone Beige. We're running 3 X-Drake, 4 Basil Hawkins, 4 Trafalgar Law, 4 of the 2K counter promo Trafalgar Law, 3 of the 6-cost blocker OP12 Trafalgar Law, 3 Kuma, 4 the 7-cost secret Trafalgar Law, 4 of the Searchers when you're at CU Fight Pirates, and 4 Gum Gum Fire Fist Pistol Red Hawk. So what this list is trying to do, right? I mean, pretty straightforward as far as like most decks go in the game of One Piece, right? But we do have this little gimmick that we can kind of start doing once we approach the mid game. So early on in the game, you know, turn 1, we're trying to establish something like this Searcher Luffy or use this search event. And let me say this as well, we would prefer going second. Okay, going second is what we would prefer because of the curve I'm about to explain. So hear me out. Turn 1, either play out these Searchers here or play out the Beige. Turn 2, you have a lot of 3 and 4 cost targets you can play over here. Any of these 3 and 4 cost targets are probably going to be fine to play. I would probably stay away from the X-Drake though, save this for when you really need it. But even, guys, let me really stress that. Even like Hitakiri Kamazo, yes, this is a 2K counter, but it's fine. Pause and read what it does. Getting this down early on is kind of a threat to your opponent. They might freak out about it and try to deal with it, and you might even be able to cash in on the value early to get rid of some of the early attackers against something like, you know, Zoro, or maybe against something like Rayleigh, Silver's Rayleigh. Okay, so play out any of these 3 or 4 cost characters on your turn 2. And then on your 3rd turn, okay, on your 6th Dawn turn going second, you have these 2 plays right here. You can either just play out a Kuma, gaining a life, establishing a 7K body, or attach a Dawn to your leader, swing for 6, and then Dawn -1, the Dawn that's attached to your leader, and then play out the 7-cost Trafalgar Law for 5 Dawn, gaining a life. Now, this Trafalgar Law is kind of the star of the show. This one here, the 7-cost Secret Law, is pretty much the star of the show for this version of the list here that we're running with the Supernova package. We're running Supernovas. That actually helps in a lot of ways. Check out all the things that help out here with Supernova. Number 1, we have this great Searcher. And then number 2, we have this incredible Blocker. okay? That can also protect our board, all of our Supernova characters. And then number 3, it gives us more targets to hit with our 7-cost 9K Trafalgar Law. And like I said, this guy's kind of the star of the show. So I do think Supernova should be the way we go forward with pursuing the deck, trying to figure it out. But if you guys have a better version out there, by all means, tell me in the comment section below what you guys are doing, you know, what you guys have cooked up so far with Purple Yellow Rosinante, because I am struggling a little bit, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like I was just saying, I feel like we're missing a little bit of support. Like, we need some support. We need a little bit of extra support. We're not really interacting with our opponent's side of the board. So, generally speaking, the way that works is, okay, this is kind of just how One Piece is. This is the flow of the game. Either you need to be developing characters that flood the board, or you need to be developing characters that affect your opponent, okay, that hurt them in some way, either taking a character off the board, or hit their hand, or do something to interact with your opponent. Well, notice nothing in here does that, okay? We can gain life with a card like Trafalgar Law, and the same idea with Kuma, but we're not really attacking our opponent's board with any of these effects, right? We don't have any removal outside of this 1 cost, it's like a 1 cost, 4 cost removal event here, Red Hawk. But there is one other thing we can do, generally speaking, and that is go big on the board quickly. So in other words, we're either going to flood the board, attack the board, or we're going to make something on the board that our opponent can't deal with. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's why I like the Supernova package. So we already have a decent amount of protection for our Trafalgar Law characters with our leader's effect, right? But it does cost us a life every time we do that, so gaining life is very important, right? So we have some protection on the leader. But if we go Supernova, we have additional support in the form of beige, right? We have additional support in the form of beige. So that way, if we get these characters on the board, well, now you can't really interact with our characters properly. And that's what we want. We want to present some type of headache for our opponent. Okay? That's about it. I think that's all we're going to cover before hopping into these games. I'm going to try to save... I want to talk about this card towards the end of the video. I'm not a huge fan of this card, this 7-cost Trafalgar Law. It's not a bad card. Don't misunderstand me. It's not bad at all, but I'm not a huge fan of it in this Supernova version of the deck that I'm trying to make work here. But again, keep that in mind as we're going through today's games. But we're going to talk about that more a little bit later. Okay, let's check out this deck in action. All right, first game up we have against Black Yellow Koala. All right, so the volume is off. The speed is on 2x, and here we go. Now, like I was saying in the deck breakdown, generally speaking, we want to go second. We would prefer to go second, but going first isn't like the worst case scenario. You know, we do have a decent odd curve if we can get it with the 1-cost Searcher stuff, the 3-cost Pudding, and then the 5-cost Eustace Kid. Okay, so we're gonna they swing in for 8, we take it. We swing for 5, we develop a Basil Hawkins. Neither of us had a turn 1 play. Now we're on their 5-dawn turn. They counted out with a Karasu. Okay, they're going to swing for 5. That means they probably have some other 5-drop play here since they countered out with their 5-drop play, or their 5-cost play, and they have another Karasu. That makes sense. Okay, we're on our 6-dawn turn here. We're going to swing in for 5, and let's see what they do. They only have 5 cards in hand, so we are starting to beat their hand up a little bit. Okay, they end up taking the 5K hit, and now we're probably... Okay, so now, here we go. Pause. So we already have to talk about this new Trafalgar Law real quick. So what it does... I probably should have read this in the deck breakdown, guys, but I'm gonna kind of paraphrase it. Let me see if I can go backwards and pause on the card here. Okay, let me go like this, and then I'm gonna try to pause right on it. Okay, okay, pause. Notice what was going on there. I kept going back and forth with my cursor there because it's like, what's the best way to use this card on curve? And I don't think there's a great way to do it, but we'll talk about it here. So it's a 7-cost 8K, and we have to do a Dawn -1 effect with our leader to be able to, you know, get the value from this card. What does the card do? On play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, you can add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Then your Don Quixote Rosinante, that's our leader, right? And your Heart Pirates type characters get plus 1,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So what you have to kind of do here to get the most value from that effect and get your attack off with your leader is you want to just burn a Dawn right up front. Now, if you have a 1-cost Searcher, that would be perfect to use right here because then you could do the Dawn -1 effect from your leader on the Dawn you just used to get maximum value, right? Like full value from your turn. But in this case here, we don't have a 1-cost Searcher and we're on 6 Dawn and we want to play out the 7-cost Trafalgar Law. So we end up having to just Dawn -1 an active Dawn. And that does not ever feel good. Another option here, of course, is we could have just played out the 6-cost Kuma and actually trash our other 7-cost Law because we have 2 of them. So I think that might have been a slightly better play here. But either way, we are going to get the Dawn right back. That will give us an active Dawn we can attack him with our leader with, and he'll be a 6,000 power leader. So he'll be swinging him for 7. Okay, sorry if that was a little bit confusing, a little bit clumsy. Bear with me, guys. It's a very confusing interaction. So here we go. So now we're going to, it looks like I might say the Dawn is active. I might have saved it as active to use with Red Hawk, but we're a 6K leader. We're just going to smash in for 7 here and make him give us some cards. Okay, they're going to give us a 2K and a 1K. Seems good. We're not complaining about that at all. And here we go. Now notice this. We have a Basil Hawkins that's sideways on the board. They don't want to KO that card because they lose a life. I mean, hey, if they want to, they can. That's fine. It will eat an attack and take a life. So they're going to swing for 6. We're just going to 2K counter out. They're going to use the Nico Robin here. Incredible effect. We have to trash 2 cards. Guys, that 6-cost Nico Robin is so good. They're going to smash in for 6. Hang on. I think we ended up 1K countering out of that. Hang on. Let me see, guys. Did we take that? 1 second. Yeah, we ended up taking that hit there, guys. And I think that was probably the right call because we only have 3 cards in hand. Okay, here we go. So we have an easy 8K attack into Karasu. They have 3 cards left. All right, we're going to do 6 and 2 at first. If they want to start countering out to try to save this card, we are happy about that, right? We're very, very happy about that. They know better. They're like, nope, we're not going to do that. So now we're going to Dawn -1, use the effect again of the leader to make it where our 7 costs only cost 5. We're going to cheat out this Trafalgar Law. We're going to swing for 9, and then I think we're going to swing for 9 more and say, hey, you want to block this? Because you're going to have to block 2K, 1K to just get out of it. Okay? And our board's getting pretty big. And guys, they said, yeah, we're going to cash in on that. So they're probably going to play out okay, that was not a normal play there to just let your biggest character go like that. So they probably have a dragon play lined up. Or not. Okay, or not. I thought they were going to have a dragon play lined up to you know, bounce the Nico Robin back into play from that. But who knows? Either way, I don't think especially knowing that they played out a Kuma this turn. Maybe they top decked it. I'm not sure. But I would not have given up my Nico Robin that easily. Okay, they swing in for 8. We're down to 1 life. We do have a lot of ways to gain life. We're just going to poke them down now, guys. Swing 5, swing 5, swing 8, swing 8. Just eat up their entire hand and board here, or their hand and life here, and then we can gain a life. Okay, we'll see what they choose to do here. They give us a 2K. We'll take it. The 8K is going to go through for sure. Then the next 8K is going to go through for sure as well. It was a Karasu trigger. That's less than ideal. But we're going to leave some, we're actually going to Dawn -1 here and play out the 6-cost 7K blocker for 4. That's a really nice interaction in this deck later in the game, guys. Being able to play out a 4-cost 7K blocker, we'll take it. We'll take it every time. Okay, so what are they going to do now? We're at 2 life. They only have 2 really good attacks that they want to use, like the Koala and the Kuma. They don't want to use their Karasu, right? That's not something they want to do, is use that blocker there. Number 1, we have a blocker, and number 2, we have 2 life, right? So with everything we have on the board versus everything they have on the board, they cannot go for lethal. They're going to have to do something from their hand here to try to stay in this game. It's pretty much their only chance. And remember, guys, they're down to 3 cards in hand, and our board is massive. This is a massive board, guys. Okay, they're going to go 11 into 8. 11 into 8, you say. Okay. They only have 6 Dawn left for the turn. We are just going to let him have that and use our leader effect to just gain to take our life card to save the card. They're going to play out the Kuma. Here we go, guys. We're going to start off with a 5K poke. I think we should have just done a 7, to be honest. Yeah, okay. I was going to say 5 would have been a mistake, in my opinion. We are just going to 7K this guy out of the game, right? That is the plan. They do get a baby 5 to draw 2, trash 1, or I think it might just be a draw 2 trigger. Okay, they give us the blocker. We're coming in for 9. And then we're going to be coming in for the rest, right? Good game to my opponent. This one's over. There's no way out of this. Even if it was a beige, we have so many other cards to attack into with. Good game to our opponent. They did have those 1-cost 4K waxing events in their hand, but they have no Dawn as active. They have no Dawn as active, so they couldn't do anything with that. Good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up we have a game versus Blue Purple Sanji. Excuse me, volume is off. Speed is on 2x. Whoops, did I click that properly? Yeah. Speed is on 2x, and here we go. Blue Purple Sanji, another decent matchup here. You know, this is a very fun deck to play. You know, talking about Blue Purple Sanji, that was another very fun deck to play from OP12. In fact, I think I might have liked that one the best out of all the different leaders I tried now. I think I liked Sanji the best, guys. It was just so much fun. Okay, they're going to develop the 3-cost Sanji right away here. So we had turn 1 Searcher Luffy into turn 2 Basil Hawkins, and now turn 3 we're looking at having a 7-cost Trafalgar Law hit the board. Okay, they're going to use Jet Culverin to just bottom deck my Basil Hawkins. That feels terrible, but hey, it is what it is. So we're going to swing in for 5 here. We're going to go ahead and do a search event. Yep, we're going to search up the Monkey D. Luffy. Now we're just going to Dawn -1, play out the 7-cost 9k Law. We are going to add a card to the top of our life. And guys, we're back to 4 life. We have a 7-cost 9k on the board. Is he going to use his entire turn to like maybe try to Red Rock this card, assuming he even has Red Rock? Because I think that's the only card that Sanji has that can even deal with this Trafalgar Law. They're going to buff burst here to start drawing through their deck, start drawing some cards. But now they only have 5 Dawn left for the turn. They're going to do another Concaster. Now they're down to 4 Dawn for the turn. So they can no longer do anything to get rid of my Trafalgar Law this turn. They're going to go 7 into 5. Looks like they're going to try to blitz me down, guys. Looks like they might try to blitz me down here. Swing for 7. Okay, well, then we're just going to take it. And they might... Okay, I was going to say, I would not have been surprised if they had just actually played out the... or attacked with the Reishu just to drop me down as fast as they could. But we do have ways to fill out the board here. You know, we're going to play out another Trafalgar Law. We're a 6,000 power leader now. We're going to go 7 into 6. Does he want to give me a 2k counter? He does. We're going to go 9 into 6. Excuse me, 10 into 6 because he's buffed from the other 7-cost Law. He is going to block out with the Reishu and use a Gum Gum Giant to get out of that. Seems good. But we are a 6,000 power leader here. We have 1 Dawn active for our Red Hawk event. And yeah, we're actually in a pretty decent spot. There's the card they were probably looking for, that Red Rock. And now they're going to Dawn -1 and use Buff Burst. They can't even attack with their leader this turn. We're going to give them a 1k counter here. I was going to say, or just a 2k. Okay, 5 into 5 to get his Dawn back. Makes sense. And here we go. We're just going to keep trying to battle into their board to some extent here, guys. Okay. Use the Law effect here. We get a Dawn back with the Eustace Kid. We have 5 Dawn for the turn. But unfortunately, we don't have any more 7-cost Trafalgar Laws. We're going to swing for 5, see if they want to rest down this Reishu. They don't, okay? They actually get a Let's Crash This Wedding trigger, so they get to do some searching there. Seems good. And now we're swinging for 8. They'll probably just block in 2k. Yep, that made the most sense. I like that play. And now we're going to play out the Trafalgar Law, the 6-cost for 4, and we have 1 Dawn active for a Gum Gum Red Hawk. Guys, it looks like their hand is going up. It looks like their hand just keeps going up in value, or like up in hand size, even though we're attacking for 5s and 8s and things like this. They just don't care. There's so many ways for them to block out with the Reishu and counter out with the events. Sanji is a awesome, awesome deck, guys. I can't wait to mess around with that more in the future. Okay, they're going to go ahead and hit us with a 3,000 Worlds, guys. I think that's what that card's called. Where the bottom deck's a 5-cost or lower character. Okay, they're swinging in for 5. We're going to just counter out of that. Then remember, we have a 7k blocker. We're probably going to block this. Actually, we're going to take that. They're going to swing in for 7. Now we'll block and hit him with like probably a 2k counter. We only have... Actually, we probably could just block and give him the Eustace Captain Kidd. We choose to use the Red Hawk there instead. We draw into another one. We'll take that. And remember, guys, the Red Hawk can no longer be used, right, for the main effect, because you and your opponent have to be at 5 or more life, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to swing in for 7. Let's see what this guy can do. We're no longer going for the board. Going for the board is no longer the right call because their characters are so large. Their characters are 7k base now and 8k in the case of Sanji. So we're not going for the board anymore. That's no longer the correct option. We're going to swing in for 9. I think we're just going to block her up here, guys. I think we're just going to block her up. They use a Gum Gum Giant. Seems good. Dawn -2. Trashing the 0-cost Gum Gum Rain. And now they have to give me a 1k. Okay. And now we're going to play out the Eustace Captain Kidd, and let's see what we do next here. We're just going to pass with a lot of Dawn active so we can use out this Gum Gum Red Hawk. We just have to survive this turn, guys. And basically, it depends on what version of Sanji they're running. Like, you know, we don't know what all people are running right now, but they're going to have to get... Okay, here we go. I was going to say, I just have to get out of one attack because I can block one, take one, and then counter out of the last one. And I have a lot of counter power in hand, right? I actually have a lot of counter power in hand. Okay, look how this game's going, guys. And remember, we are in 2x speed, guys. We're in 2x speed here. This is just turning out to be a super long game. They're swinging in for 9. We're going to, we get out of that one. We get out of that one. And, guys, I think now it's time to just go all in. Right here, guys, it's like, you know what? I don't think we're going to be able to get out of this. Okay, actually, I do some searching here. Do I try to go through one more turn? I don't remember. We're going to swing in for 9. Okay. I mean, guys, I can swing for 9 like 4 times here, right? I can swing for 9 4 times, I think. 2, 5, or maybe it's 8 and 9. Yeah, no, I think I can swing for 9 4 times. Yeah, we're just all in, guys. Here we go. Oh, geez. You know, this is very nerve-wracking here, right? So they're going to block and counter out. Okay, I'm like, all right. Hey, if that's the way you want to do it, I think we're just going to go swing 7, and now we're just going to swing 11. Because this is going to cost something out of hand, and now we're just going in for 11. He's going to probably gum giant, and he just has to hope now that he gets what he needs. Okay, he trashed a 2K, and that's it. So, guys, that was a close one there. That was a really close one. Sanji is no joke, man. This leader's pretty decent, right? Okay, good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. We got one more game, guys. We got a game versus Blue Kuzan. All right, so the let's get the volume is off. Speed is on 2x, and here we go. All right. I can just hear it now. People are probably going to be asking, why didn't you do this matchup? Why didn't you do this matchup? Well, guys, that's because the deck is still being worked on. The deck is not complete yet. It's not ready for the big boys yet, okay? Be nice, be patient, and maybe try to help me out. We're not ready for the best decks in the format just yet. We're trying to figure out what works best for this leader. So we go and do double searcher turn 1. Seems good. We're going to attack in for 5. We get down to the Kamazo, and now whenever we dawn -1, we're going to be able to get rid of 2 cost or lower characters. We're going to swing for 5 with the Hitakiri Kamazo. We are going to swing for 5 more with our leader. And now I think we're going to play out the Searcher here, fixing our hand, searching up a Supernova, which the Kamazo card is. We're going to Dawn -1, getting rid of their Tashigi with the Kamazo. We're going to play out Trafalgar Law, and we're up to 5 life. Guys, we're up to 5 life here. We'll take it. They swing 5 into 5. We just let the card go. That's fine. I'd like to start drawing cards from my life now. They're going to swing for 8. We're going to take that gladly. Very nice. And we get the 7 cost. We get a 7 cost Trafalgar Law from that. Seems good. We're going to play out the beige. We're going to Dawn -1. We're going to play out the 7 cost. Now he can't really affect our board in the way he would like to with like a red rock. So we're going to swing in for 6, and then we're going to swing for 11 into 7. That's going to cost 3 cards from hand. He is able to save the card, but at what cost? They're going to swing 7 into 6. We'll 2K counter out of that. Excuse me. They're going to play out the Garp, trashing a red rock to play out Kuzan, locking down my biggest attack, which I think, okay, I think they chose the wrong attack there. I think they should have chose the other one, but not a big deal. They're only 1K different. Okay, they swing it for 6, we take it. They swing it for 8, we take it. And here we go. Okay, and now we're getting bigger, and like our board is getting bigger and bigger. And look at this, guys. We keep getting these cards in our hand that are gaining us life. And that's a big deal for this leader. I think we'll talk about that more towards the end of the video, you know, once we get to the recap. So we're just smashing in. We can't attack with the 7 cost, the purple Trafalgar Law, because that was locked down with a Kuzan. All right, so now we're just going to Dawn -1. We're going to play out this... looks like we're going to play out the 7 cost Law for 5. We're leaving 2 Dawn active. We're threatening 2, you know, defensive events here. Excuse me. Actually, we are running purple, so we're even threatening something like a Hell's Judgment or a Nora Beam Sword. Right, and that's actually a very scary thing for my opponent to have to deal with, right? Because if we had Nora Beam Sword here, we could get out of that attack and rest down one of their other attackers. Okay, I'm just getting out of all these. Block, and now watch this. You guys remember what my leader effect does? Who remembers what my leader effect does? He's going to go 9 into there. Okay, I'll just take my top life card instead. He's got 1 life left. Guys, we're just going to beat the doors down here. We're just going in for 9. Going in for 9. They're going to use their Pheasant Peck right there to cycle out and use a 1K. We're coming in for 9 more. If he does a 2K, 1K to get out of this, we can actually still use something with the Luffy here. We can go in for 7. I'm going to go in for 8 and go in for 8. I'm just assuming, or I'm hoping he doesn't have it. And coming in for 8 more. Almost. GG. Good game to our opponent. That was a close one. Guys... that leader effect makes it where it's very hard for them to deal with our Trafalgar Laws on the board. They can't just remove them the way they'd like to with KO or battle, because we can take a life to protect them. And that's kind of the main idea with what the leader's trying to do. Okay, so let's go back to the deck list, guys, and kind of recap for a little bit here. One thing I would like to see for this leader moving forward is I want to see another Trafalgar Law that comes out in the future that has some way of interacting with my opponent's board. I'm trying to think, or at least can flood my board, maybe like some type of like 7 cost Trafalgar Law that can play out a 4 cost or lower Trafalgar Law, something along those lines. I don't know, but just some way to either A, flood the board, or B, interact with my opponent's board with like removal. Because as is, you know, this version was running okay, but it does seem to have like quite a bit of weaknesses. It does seem to have quite a few weaknesses against any of the top tier decks in the format. It just feels like their power level is just so much higher than mine. It's hard to explain, guys. They just kind of have it all. It just feels like they have it all. But that's, you know, that's what happens when it comes to card games, right? You have your S tier decks, then you have decks that are a little bit under that in the A tier, and then decks that are under that in the B tier. And I would consider this deck probably towards the middle of B tier. If I'm being completely honest, guys, I don't even think it's near the A tier. I think it's probably in the middle of B tier. If you guys have a list that's working out super well for you, by all means, say something in the comment section below. And don't take this the wrong way, obviously. Everything we're talking about here, I'm trying to, you know, provide some constructive criticism on anyone who's trying to make this leader work. Because I think there's potential. Whenever you start curving out with this deck, it does become very, very strong. And that was something I did like about it. But I think I want to just gain life like crazy. I think that's the route moving forward. I'm not a big fan of this Trafalgar Law, I'm going to be honest. Not that it's bad. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but I'm not a huge fan of this card. We just don't really have any better options right now. Unfortunately, like, we just don't have... I feel like we just don't have any better options than this card right now. But one thing I think moving forward, like the future direction of the list, at least this Supernova version, I will be probably staying on the Supernova version unless someone figures out something just way better. I'm probably going to go -2 of the 7 cost Law. Actually, hang on, that's not what I meant. I'm going to go -3 of the Eustace Captain Kidd, and I'm probably going to go up some of these lower cost cards here, like the, well, actually, I say lower cost, but I say it because this is like a 4 cost in the deck, right? I want to go up this card. Let me go to yellow cards here. I want to go +1 Trafalgar Law, and then I want to go +1 Kuma. I think that's the first changes I would make to the deck. And then I think I will go up one more of this 7 cost Law, not because I want to, but just because I do need a decent amount of targets with my Leader's Effect, right? I just need to have something huge to cheat out for the time being, and this is the best we have. I do think Kuma is going to be very good here. I think this card's fine. I think it's here to stay. And another card to consider, too, the more I'm thinking about it, is like maybe instead of, like, maybe I stick to 2 of the 7 cost Trafalgar Law, and then maybe I go up 2 really good options here, Katakuri or Eustace Captain Kidd. Remember, guys, we can search up Kidd Pirates with this 1-cost searcher event, and, of course, Supernovas with this card. So this might be a really good addition to the deck to kind of, you know, tinker around with, to kind of tamper with, but we'll have to see. Let me see. We did go -3 blockers, though, getting rid of those 5-cost Eustace Kidds. And we only went up 1 extra blocker, 1 way to gain life, and then 1 way to just go bigger on the board. So we'll see if we have to adjust our numbers with the blockers in the list. Because we only have... Actually, we do need to go up another Capone beige the more I'm thinking about it, guys. So maybe we do just go -1 more of these laws again. And let me go over to beige real quick. I think we are going to have to go up to 4 beige. This card, it's just nice to have these cheap blockers that also double over and protect a lot of my board. So that is something I'm definitely feeling, you know, I'm definitely leaning towards in the deck. What else? Guys, that's pretty much it. Let me just say it like this. The card that I would like to add after just thinking out loud and talking about it right here in today's video, I really hadn't put much more thought into it until right now coming across it. I would like to add maybe 2 of these to the list. Because notice this, guys, we don't have that many bricks in this deck. I think we have 10 bricks in the entire deck, right? We have 2 of the 7-cost Law, 4 of the other, well, 2 of the purple 7-cost Law, 4 of the yellow 7-cost Law, and then 4 of the 1-cost Searcher event. So we only have, what, 10 bricks in the entire deck. Maybe we can afford to go up a few more. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's it, guys. We're done. Pretty chill video for today, right? Pretty short video by my standards today. Tell me what y'all think in the comments section below. Please, guys, do tell me how y'all are doing with Purple Yellow Rosinante. Kind of struggling. I wish we had more ways to interact with the board. I wish we had a little more cards that were just like a threat to our opponent. And that's kind of, you know, this is kind of the direction I'm leaning with it with the Supernova stuff. But if you guys found another list, again, please tell me what y'all came across in the comment section below. Tell me what's working for you. All right, we're done. Let's get the outro page on here. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Hey, guys, if you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, using my TCG Player affiliate link, if you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, part of the Discord community, however you're helping me out, guys, however you're contributing to the community, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. And again, guys, please be nice in the comment section below. But I really want to hear what you guys have to say about Rosinante. Is there potential there? What does the leader need? What are the cards we need? What are some modifications we can make and take the leader to the next level? Take it up a tier, right? All right. Till next time, guys. Peace.